How's it going, y'all? Nick Clark here, or Canto Clark as I go by on my channel. I am a small-time creator just out here doing the thing, and I had some ideas for items and abilities that, if they were introduced in Gen 9, could just kind of change things in a really interesting way. And I wanted to share those with you guys today. I've been thinking about making this video for quite some time, and I just never really got around to it. I wanted to see if my channel could maybe grow a bit more, but then I kind of stopped worrying about growing my channel. So, we'll see what we can talk about today. And of course, if you like this video, feel free to share it around and, help it get out there to more people, or, give a like or subscribe. So with that being said, let's start talking about some items first, and then we'll get into some abilities that would be able to change Gen 9 in an interesting way if they were introduced. So the first idea that I had I would call sparring gear or battle plates, and this is basically just an item that is like assault vest for defense. And I thought this idea out pretty well, honestly. The way that I saw this item working is that if a Pokemon had this item, it would not be able to use any priority moves, and it's not that it would be able to use no non-attacking moves, but it would not be able to use any non-attacking moves that don't inflict status effects. So it would still be able to do things like lowering or raising its stats, or using moves that can inflict main status conditions like burning, paralysis, freeze, sleep, and confusion. But what this essentially means is it would not be able to use some of the other non-attacking moves like Trick Room, Tailwind, the priority moves like Fake Out, not being able to use Screens, Taunt, Perish Song, Curse, Roar, Baby Doll Eyes, and also ironically this would include Protect and Wide Guard, even though it's literally wearing armor. So next idea that I had for an item you might call Blitzbreaker, and what this basically is it stops a Pokemon from being able to be hit with priority moves. Kind of like Queenly Majesty, but just for one Pokemon. Could be interesting. Some of these ideas I think are things that other people could probably think of, but, I thought of all these, and, we do have some pretty unique things coming up too. I definitely thought of a lot less items than abilities, so we'll go through the items pretty quick. Next idea that I had I would call thick powder or thick coating, and I saw this as being able to be an item or an ability, but I think it makes more sense as an item. So the way that this would work is a Pokemon that has this would not be able to be affected by any of the main status conditions. So like burning, freezing, paralysis, or sleep would not work on this Pokemon. And the reason why I think that it would make more sense as an item and not an ability is that we already have abilities like Limber and Immunity that blocks certain status conditions. And if you had an ability that blocked all status conditions, it would basically be comparatively OP to the other abilities. So as an item, definitely makes more sense. So now we are going to move into the ability section of things, and some of the abilities in the beginning are just like old abilities adapted to a new idea that we don't have yet, and then we'll get into some of the more unique things. So the first idea that I had is Shudder, which is basically just Intimidate for special attack, because, we literally don't have an ability like this yet, and Intimidate is so annoying and has such a big effect on competitive Pokemon that having an ability like this that can lower special attack would be highly interesting. I'll try not to say interesting too much. Next idea that I had is Confidence, which is basically just Moxie for special attack Pokemon that are not Spectrier and Magearna, since they're literally like the only Pokemon that get some sort of Moxie ability that raises special attack instead of attack when they knock something out. So, we could clearly give this to other Pokemon and could change things quite a bit. Next idea that I had is called Spell Warder, and this is basically Mudsdale's ability Stamina for special defense. so, you know, raises special defense every time it gets hit with something. And honestly, like, Mudsdale's ability is pretty broken already, so, you know, it would be interesting, and I don't think that many Pokemon should get it. It should be probably like Mudsdale, where just one Pokemon gets it. Next idea that I had is called Rejuvenation, and this is kind of like Moxie, and the way that I saw it working is that what if there was a Pokemon that when it knocked out another Pokemon, healed maybe 25 or 33% of its health. I don't think that it should be 50. I think 50 would be a little bit much. But, you know, if you could imagine when a Pokemon knocks out another Pokemon, it healed 33% of its health, that'd be pretty crazy. And that would make for an interesting Pokemon. Not trying to say interesting too much again. Spectre, you know, we have Scrappy. Scrappy is an ability where normal Pokemon have the ability to hit ghosts, but we don't necessarily have to be just limited to that, right? Like, what if there was abilities like Spectre, where a ghost Pokemon had the ability to hit normal Pokemon? And, you know, we could do this for other type matchups too that work this way, like Psychic Pokemon being able to hit Dark Pokemon, Poison Pokemon being able to hit Steel Pokemon. We already have Corrosion, where Steel Pokemon can get poisoned by things with this ability, but I don't think things with Corrosion can actually hit Steel Pokemon with poison moves besides like Toxic, if I remember correctly. So it could change things a bit. You could also have ground Pokemon being able to hit flying Pokemon or levitators, even though we do technically have Mold Breaker, so that like Excadrill has the ability to hit things that are levitating. I think it's the only ground Pokemon that actually gets this, but you know, I'm pretty sure Haxorus gets Earthquake too, and like technically it can hit levitating Pokemon and it has Mold Breaker. But yeah, Dragon and Fairy, you know, dragons can't hit fairy Pokemon, so something that had that could kind of change things a bit. And of course, Electric and Ground. So yeah, these are all just items and abilities that, if they were in Gen 9, would have quite a change on competitive Pokemon. And I just wanted to share it with you guys. Singular. I know some of my people from my generation get a true kick out of that. And the way that I saw this working is that a Pokemon that had this ability would not be able to be affected by any moves that hit multiple Pokemon, whether that's a move that can attack the whole field or attack all of one side. So it would basically be like an OP telepathy, but it would definitely change things. I'll say that, you know, and it's something worth considering. Wait, I hit up. Hypermorphic. So the way I saw this is kind of like Moody, but for like Protean, or I forget what the other one is called. You know, Cinderace's ability, I guess, Libero. And the way that this would work is that instead of changing to another type based on some sort of set metric, like you use this move or that move, get hit with this move or that move, it would just turn you into some random new type at the end of every turn, like Steel or Fire or, you know, whatever have you. So yeah, that would definitely change things a bit for for a Pokemon to have that. Next idea that I actually had two ideas that I put under the same name. So Solidarity would be an ability where a Pokemon is only able to be hit once with certain things. And so that could either be like Torment as an ability, although I think it would be kind of broken to have a Pokemon that you can literally not use the same move twice in a row on it. Or you could have an ability where it's kind of like a skill link breaker, and the Pokemon that has this ability cannot be hit with moves like Bullet Seed. And maybe, you know, the move just wouldn't work at all, or it would only hit once, as opposed to like, you know, Bullet Seed hitting 2 to 5 times. And I think it would also make sense that this would negate things like Rollout and Ice Ball. So, you know, those are some ideas for sure. Next one is Companion. I thought this one was a really interesting idea. And the way that this would work is that a Pokemon with the Companion ability would essentially take a hit for its ally if its ally was about to get hit with a knockout shot. And maybe the ability would not activate if the move it was going to take would knock out that Pokemon itself. But, I mean, maybe it would. I don't know. I just had the idea. But if you can imagine, like, imagine a Pokemon like Umbreon getting this ability, which is, like, ridiculously tanky already. And, you know, it would be something to see for sure. Like, just taking a hit for its ally instead of its ally getting knocked out. Last idea that I wanted to share is what I would call opposition. I feel like we had a format at one point, like in one of the battle towers, that actually worked like this. But what it would do is that this Pokemon basically reverses the super effective chart while it's on the field. And I guess it could kind of work two ways. Like, it could be that moves that are received by this Pokemon and dealt by this Pokemon work on a reversed super effective chart, or it could be kind of like neutralizing gas, where while it's on the field, everything is affected and the whole super effective chart is reversed. That makes for some wild gameplay for sure. And so, you know, those are all the things that I thought of right now. Maybe I could make a second installment for this, but I just wanted to share those with you guys because, you know, we are going to get a Gen 9 eventually. And, you know, those are just some abilities and items that we don't have yet. And if we did, it would definitely change things, especially the Intimidate for special attack, you know. It's surprising to me that we don't have something like that yet. But so I hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to like, share, or subscribe. And there's another video that I want to make sometime soon about a game that I think truly deserves a remake. Because I know the ideas are floating around of like Diamond and Pearl remakes, but honestly, there's another game that I think really deserves a remake, and I want to share that with you guys too. So, hope you enjoyed, and do not forget where it all started, y'all. We've been in here, 25th year anniversary, right? So, thanks for watching, and I hope that you have a good day.